right, so get down to the nitty gritty. So I'm having these experiences. Things are going really weird. Like I'm not understanding these things that's happening. So I get into the Knoxville scriptures, reading it. It's not making sense. Like it's not making sense for months, for years. But like I'm in it because like I at the time I don't really have a choice because like that's the way my life was organized. Like you gotta be in it. So then I started reading about Barbello. Now Barbello, in my understanding of it, is like the Tao, but for like the Gnostics, like for a Gnostic sect. And Barbello is basically like the mother. It's basically like the darkness. It's like the template, the Tao, which is my understanding of Barbello. And like they have these priests used to pray to our Barbello like with all these like speaking in tongues or like that type of chanting, right? Now you may sound crazy, right? But in a meditation, I use the syllables in the prayer to Barbello. I use the syllables and let it freely flow out of my mouth while I was home alone, sitting on a crate. And when I did that, I got to a point to where my body fell limp and it just fell. But my consciousness was intact and my consciousness was in darkness. But it wasn't the triple binding darkness. It was just darkness, and it was peaceful, and it was almost holographic. It was almost like it was light, like it was like it's hard to explain it. It's like it's like a TV screen. If you look at a TV screen when it's on, but it's on a black screen, it has light, like it's lit up, but it's just black. That's what it was like. It was very peaceful. It was very nice. And it was very interesting, right? Because I could feel my body, but it was like limp, and I crashed onto the halfway on the bed, halfway on the floor, and I was limp, but in my consciousness, it was fully awake. And that was the first time wherein I could feel my body and my mind and like my consciousness separated but together. So I'm like, okay, that's weird, very strange. Like a lot of weird things happening. Like these are like years of experiencing like weird things after weird things. So I'm like, okay, that was weird. I saw the future. That came true. I pro- I projected my consciousness to the stars. Made me see the future. That came true. I'm getting taken out of my body by this invisible being, and it's showing me things. And this is weird. And then I got taken out of my body, and this invisible being is talking to me, and it's communicating with me, and then it tells me, and it shows me what I will be doing in the future, but in a very esoteric way. Like I was on a hill, and I was with the invisible being, and I opened up the sky with my right hand, and you could see all the universe, all the stars, and I was talking about them. I was talking about the stars and all the and then the universe and stuff. And the voice specifically said, like, all the other communication was silent communication. It was energetic communication. But this communication came through words, and it said, "Go and teach them about faith." And I woke up. And when I woke up, I drew symbols. I started writing down like my visions because it started meaning something. So I have this notebook of symbols that to this day I'm still cracking the code on them. To this day, the knowledge that's in that book, I'm still learning about it. And that was over 10 years ago. And I'm still learning like, man, what does this mean? Like how do I how do I understand this? And the symbols that I wrote down, I believe the title of the symbols were like a universal language or signs of universal or it was something, but it was like a certain it's a language that's written down, but it's not, you can't speak it. It's not a spoken language. It's an energetic language. It's like you move your energies a certain way to pronounce the syllables, to pronounce the concepts. But you're not pronouncing concepts and ideas. Well, you're not pronouncing like sentences and words and consonants and vowels. You're articulating concepts and matrices and emotions and mentalities, and you're communicating universes when you have enough energetic presence. Now, all of this knowledge, you may be like, oh man, that's crazy. Like, what's even more crazy about it, I'm just a third degree initiate. I'm a third degree initiate, which is the same thing as an aspirant. Because a third degree initiate is like, I'm not even at the lower mysteries yet. Like, I'm knocking at the door of the lower mysteries saying, hey, I want to learn, but I'm not ready for it. Like, I know I'm not ready for it, which is why I can barely leave my body now. And I believe when you start taking the fourth initiation is when they start allowing you to leave your body, because they're testing you on a certain level to get to that point. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So I'm having these experiences. I'm meditating, and I do the Barbello chant, which is not directly what's in the book. It's just I freestyled it based off the syllables that were in the book, which is the E I O U and B and the O, and strong consonants, right? And strong, I mean strong vowels. So that's my first time where I felt my body and my consciousness separated but together. Then I started seeing all these experiences. So get to this last point when I want to talk about what I actually want to talk about. So I'm reading the Gnostic scriptures and it's not making sense. Like, it's not making sense, and it's scaring me because it's like, dang, like this this Gnostic scripture is making me feel like the God in the Bible is the devil. You know what I'm saying? Like, start the mind started to shift. The mind started shifting, and I was scared because I was like, well, dang, well, what God was I looking for before? What God was I worshiping before? What God was giving me all this information? And is the being that I saw of gold, was that the devil? Or was that the world logos? Like, which one was it? Or is the world logos the devil? And then, well, if that's the case, the devil's supposed to be evil, right? Well, am I a Satanist? Like, these thought process going through my mind because it's not making any sense. The Gnostic Gospels didn't clarify things; it made things more confusing. And the Christian axiom, God is not a confusing God. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of was like, it's kind of strange. So I keep reading the Gnostic scriptures, and then it's starting to click a little bit. So because I'm starting to experience the things like the total darkness, I'm starting to experience it. Being taken out of my body, I'm starting to experience it. Like, all these things that are happening to the people in the Gnostic scriptures, they're starting to happen to me. I'm alchemically eating the food, reading over and over again. Like, what is it talking about? What is it talking about? What is it talking about? Searching for meaning, searching for understanding, until I start experiencing it. Then I'm like, okay. So then I'm like, man, interesting. So one day I'm sleeping and I have this dream. A very particular dream. It was in like 3 stages. But in the third stage of the dream, there's this man I've seen before in other dreams when I've taken out my body, and he was standing in my way, and he had this rod in his hand, and in the rod he had, like, on top of the rod it was a golden rod. On top of the rod he had this ruby. It looked like on top of it, like a red ruby, like philosopher's stone type of mentality. This is like where I'm going with it. And he held that rod in his right hand, and he struck the dream space because I'm dreaming. I'm in my dream space. He struck the dream space next to me to my left with his right hand, with the rod in his right hand. He struck the dream space, and it opened up a portal, and the portal was and beamed out light. It beamed out a golden white light, right? And it was warm and it was beautiful. And I got sucked into it. So I get sucked into it. And I'm just surrounded by light, and the light's going completely through me. And I am indistinguishable from the light, right? So here's the best way I can explain it. This is the best way I can explain it. If you have never experienced anything like this, go into the deepest end of the pool that you can, or if you swim in the ocean and you're not scared, go out far out in the ocean and dive so much, dive to a point, or go to the bottom of the pool and sit there, or go to like a level in the ocean to where you're just there, you're just drifting in there, and then close your eyes. You will feel all the water around you, the pressure of the water. You will feel it. You will feel the water moving. You will feel the current of the water. It's like an energetic pattern of the water. And as you're feeling it, you become weightless to a point to where you get to the point to where you don't even feel your own weight anymore. And then when you get to that point, you start floating effortlessly. And you'll naturally float to the top because you're completely relaxed. That's what this light was. But it had also a feeling to it. And that feeling was serenity, peace, warmth, comfort, wisdom. Like, it was beautiful. Like, it was what I want my wife to be like. Like, it was amazing. Like, it's so hard to explain it, but it was just the most beautiful experience in the world. On top of that, I didn't see it with my regular vision of like one like what vision do we have with the peripherals? We have maybe like 179 degrees, maybe 180 if you have like eyes that kind of go outside. Maybe you have like 179 degrees of vision, right? So in your dreams, you kind of have that vision, right? Well, when the being struck the dream space and I got pulled into the light, I didn't have 179 degrees of vision. I had like 2744 degrees of vision. I literally had vision all around me at the same time. Like I was looking forward, backwards, up, down, and every degree and every direction in between those all at the same time. And there was no distinguishing front or back or up and down. There was no distinguishing it because it was all the same. But in the sameness, there was space and distance in between the sameness. It was like you're walking on a treadmill. You're not going anywhere, but you're covering distance. It's similar to that, except for if I wanted to be over there while I'm in this light, I'm already there. If I wanted to go back, I'm already there. If I wanted to go anywhere, I'm already there. And it was just this beautiful light washing through you and you being one with it. And it's just amazing, right? And the vision of it is so mind boggling because you're seeing everything. You're completely it's like It's like when you have dreams and you're looking at yourself and you're inside yourself. It's like that, except for instead of having the 179 vision and then you see yourself with the 179 degrees of vision, you're looking at yourself with 360-degree vision. Well, it's not 360 degrees, it's like 2744-degree vision. Because like 360 degree is one swoop, and then the next swoop would be 720. So then you have a dual yeah, like dual degrees, which will be the second cycle. But then you have the third degree, which will be 1440, and that's three cycles. And then you have the fourth degree, which is 14. I think it's 24. I think it's like 2444 or something like that. That's the fourth cycle. Then you have the fifth cycle, which is like 3754 or something like that. Like something like that. Like it keeps going up, right? But you have all these cycles going on and you see it all. You see all of it. Like I'm trying to stress it, like, but it's like it's hard to explain it. It's really hard to explain it. So then I get taken out of that light, right? And I come back to where that man is, and the man just disappears. And then I go do the rest of the dream, whatever, and I wake up. And it didn't hit me then. This is like maybe 3 or 4 years after the military. It didn't hit me then, but something just happened that was a transformative moment. Like when people say like that's when I found the light, yeah, that's when I found the light. I was about like 24, 24, 25. It's like when I found the light, or really the light found me, and I knew the light existed. I knew it was real. And at that point, I knew God existed. I knew there was a God. I didn't know what the God name was. I didn't know Elohim, Yahweh. I didn't know what the God name was, but I knew there was a God. All right, so